back to the show now. It's to feel your needs are not just being catered to. Well, the Freebird Club is an Irish take on the likes of Airbnb. Freebird has hosts in 37 countries, but it's about more than just renting out rooms. And here to tell us all about it is Peter Mangan. Peter, you don't look like you're over 50 to me, first and foremost, so explain to me how you got this idea in the first place.
Well, first of all, I suppose the idea, it goes all the way back to my roots in Kerry. So basically, I have a house down there, a cottage down in Glenbeigh, County Kerry, and I was renting it out. I started renting it out about 5 or 6 years ago. Through that, I discovered Airbnb and these other sites. And I suppose at the time I was working in university in Dublin, and my father was the one on the ground who was doing the meeting and greeting for me, and so he was enjoying the fact that he was meeting people from all over. Now my dad is in his early 70s, he's mostly retired as a vet, widower, living alone, and this was a great outlet for him. You know, he was having this new lease of a social life, if you like. But then when some older adults came to stay, the level of interaction just went up to another couple of degrees. So before you knew it, they were in the pub on a Tuesday night at the local trad session, and there was he was taking them sightseeing, and there was the odd game of golf, and having dinner together. And I just thought, this is, you know, there's something here that's way beyond the usual Airbnb, you know, holiday guest staying. It was something that was to do with the age demographic. And if you take it up a level, then you realise that, you know, society is aging dramatically. The stats on it are dramatic insofar as by 2050, 2 billion people are going to be over the age of 60. It's only 900 million at the moment.
Oh, Lord.
So that's a demographic tsunami. and within that, then there's issues of loneliness and isolation that you find a lot of people living alone, and there are issues around that. And also, they're the ones with all the spare rooms, and some of them are struggling on inadequate pensions, which are probably going to get worse, I suppose. They're unsustainable. And here's a way to, you know, unlock some of the asset value in their homes.
I think absolutely, it's a brilliant idea, because time and time again, I know we do Travel Tuesday here all the time, and there's a market for people who are that little bit older, maybe widowed, maybe single, and they have no one to travel with. They might love traveling the world, and they've no companion to go with. Whereas this, you can go on your own, or you can host somebody and have an experience and travel within Ireland or abroad, and it's safe as well, because an issue for a lot of people as well, that they wouldn't feel safe if they're travelling on their own because they've never done it before. Yeah,
exactly. And it is this, what we say first is it's a social club more than accommodation, an accommodation site. And so, like, there's Age UK had a study recently, it's UK specific, but I think you can extrapolate that the number one thing older adults want to do more of in their retirement is travel, and yet so many of them complain that they've no one to do it with, and so they're not inclined to put a bag on their back, go traveling. And so what we're trying to do is create this kind of trusted community of like-minded people who are embracing that time of their life in a way that they want to get out there, they want to meet new people, and they want I suppose they would just want to have fun. And we're trying to create something bespoke and customized for that demographic, such that, you know, they feel they can do this.
Yeah, and how's your dad getting on since? Does he exclusively deal with older clients now, and that's the way he's kind of worked it? So it's kind of your test case, as it were.
Yeah, so he's the king host, I suppose, down there in Kerry. And so he met people who were coming to my house that I was renting out, but now they're coming to his house, and they're staying in some of the rooms I grew up in the family house, because, you know, there's 3 empty bedrooms in that house. And so he's hosting people there. He's had people from California, from Idaho, some people from France. He's somebody coming again from the US actually next week, 2 weeks time. So he's having a great time.
And does he travel himself then?
He has yet to do a Freebird trip.
You have to get onto that to do that.
He's sitting there pretty in his home welcoming people, and he loves it. He loves taking people around the area, and it's a great, you know, it's a great boost for him. But yeah, I'm trying to get him on a plane.
Yeah, but social isolation and loneliness is a huge issue. It's a huge issue for everybody, but particularly when you get older. Like, if your kids, they leave the nest, they have their own families, and trying to kind of incorporate that into a network of people around the globe, basically, to be your friends with. It's amazing.
Yeah, it is a club we're trying to create. So, you know, it has been compared to Airbnb or some of these other sites that are accommodation focused. But what we're really trying to do is create a club. And to the extent that I'm in the startup business, you know, what I'm really trying to do is start a movement, actually. I'm just using a startup vehicle, a business vehicle, to get older people mobilized in a way that, you know, we can make a dent in issues of loneliness and isolation. But I would stress that this isn't a club for sad, lonely older people. This is a club.
People want to gallivant around the place.
Yeah,
basically.
this is for gallivanters. Yeah, exactly.
And how do people get involved in this now? Because it's very much in the startup stages.
Yeah, so we actually only launched in April, but we already have about 1,300 people from around the world as members of the club. Basically, it is a web-based thing. So the website is freebirdclub.com, and through that you can set up your personal profile. You join as a member and you set up your personal profile, because it's a bit like Airbnb meets Match.com. But
I was going to say, hope to God it's not like Tinder, or else we're all in trouble. I'm not sending my mammy to you. But
travel Tinder for older people, and it's not. It really isn't that. It's, when I say Match, it's kind of a friendship version of that. So everybody has a personal profile where they describe themselves and their interests and what they like to do. And everyone has that, whether you're a potential guest or a host. And then the host obviously lists the details of their accommodation. That's the bit that looks a bit like Airbnb. But the idea is that people will connect around shared interests and perceived compatibility, such that the stay then becomes very socially based, and so that people will have that kind of sense of confidence that they're likely to get on during the stay.
And what's the cost involved? Is it like an annual membership fee?
No, we actually have a once-off joining fee of €25, and that's, I suppose, we've quite extensive registration process, because we're trying to up the ante on the trust and security side. And also, as a bit of a, from focus group sessions with older people, they were telling me if it's free to join, sure, anyone can be on it. And so it's a kind of a benign barrier to entry insofar as only people, I suppose, who are genuine and authentic are likely to come through that and pay the registration fee. It is a once-off. After that, then it's people put up their rooms, because it's always rooms in somebody's house. It is never vacant properties. It's always staying with somebody. And so they charge a rate per room per night, and we take a commission on that then.
Yeah, and you've been quite successful thus far. I believe you're up for a big award.
Yeah, I'm going to Riga. I'm going to Riga tomorrow. We actually won the European Commission Social Innovation Competition about 18 months ago. But tomorrow I'm off to Riga for the European Social Innovation Tournament, which is run by the European Investment Bank. And that's basically for social innovation startups, entrepreneurs who are trying to address social issues and have a positive impact on society. So so the finals of that are on Thursday. So
how many people are in the final?
15 finalists from around Europe. Yeah.
How are we feeling about it?
A little bit nervous.
The dog trying to get us now. You'd hardly make you travel all the way to Riga now if you didn't go back at some point.
No, well, fingers crossed. It would be a great one to win, because, as I say, we won another European award, and if you win the double, you have something to talk about.
Yeah, it's great for an Irish startup as well. And I suppose, so what sort of people are you appealing for in Ireland? And at what point are you kind of branching out abroad? Are you going to have an office abroad, or is everything going to be centralised here?
Certainly centralised here. We're based here in Dublin. Obviously, we have a team of 8 at the moment. We're supported by a number of older adult volunteers who help out at various stages of the business. But we're really appealing at the moment for Irish members to come on board, and particularly hosts, people who would make the spare room available, because although we're very pleased with progress to date, only about, I'd say, 20% of our members at the moment are Irish.
And we're scared to let people into our house, or a bit too suspicious of people.
I don't know.
Give them breakfast.
You have to give them breakfast. Well, actually, you don't have to cook breakfast for them in the classic B&B sense, but we're encouraging people to make some breakfast available, even if it's a
box of cereal,
so that people don't have to run out to the local cafe to get something to eat the first day.
Yeah, I'm just thinking my mother, like, I'd say she wouldn't fancy cooking the breakfast. She might get a box of Cocoa Pops in.
That's the minimum we require. So it's a bit of breakfast available.
But that's the thing. There's loads of people out there that wouldn't mind a bit of company from time to time. And it's a safe way to do it. You get to meet interesting and fascinating people, and you can have a chat with. Because that's the thing. You get bored of looking at the same people all the time, I think.
Yeah, no, that's exactly the idea. And so about 40-50% of members at the moment are coming from the States, which is very exciting, but we're conscious that actually we don't have as many Irish people as we should, being an Irish startup.
And so
how about the security? I mean, is there a security risk?
I wouldn't say there's a security risk, but we're conscious of the security aspect. So what we do on the onboarding and registration process, we have the joining fee, so there's a validation of credit card details and all that. People have to submit details of a copy of their passport or driver's license. There's a few other aspects to the actual form that you fill out in terms of contact details, but we ring all our hosts, all our potential hosts in, and we take them through what's known as an induction interview to see if they're suitable, they understand what's involved. And we actually have a buddy system then that people can opt into, such that if you nominate a buddy, which might be a child or your child, another member of the family, they can get notifications when you have a booking or you book with somebody else, so that they can kind of have an oversight in a very kind of benign, light touch way.
So I just wondering if it was a bit like the opposite of Tinder. On Tinder, people always pretend to be younger than what they are. That on the Freebird, they pretend to be older than what they are to get in because they have to be over 50.
It'd be such a convoluted way to go and rob someone, though, wouldn't it? For
God's sake!
It'd be so convoluted. There are much easier ways. I imagine.
It's safe, and I think it's an absolutely wonderful idea. I think it's great. There's so and I think it's great if Irish people get over our initial going, oh my God, some strangers in my house. It might be great because, in fairness, how many times have any of us met someone on holidays that have become lifelong friends? And it's just another way of doing that.
Yeah.
So the website is for people to get
freebirdclub.com,
and they can sign up now and get all the details there.
There,
So thank you so much for joining us on the show today.
Thanks,